Okay, cool. I had run an experiment with a couple publishers myself where we were doing basically like just local B-roll. And I think I told you about it. And with just like text overlays over the top of it. Are there any thoughts for like that kind of a format that you've thought about? Just like, kind of the local B-roll. My thinking when I did it for some clients was to just kind of stop, for like digital publishers, let's say it's not a TV crew and they have digital, written text and they're looking to get it out there. Have you seen anybody do anything along those lines? Like, I don't know, the overview of the city with just the headlines popping up, or are you thinking more, like the car selfie style, the walking around in the world? Because vertical videos can be a lot of different things. So anything like that, or different formats you've seen work or pop up? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what's really important is like how the grid on whatever platform you're on, specifically, I'm talking about Instagram here, actually like looks and how there's like clear headlines on those. And so like that's one important best practice that I would definitely say. And the video should have that because you just got to imagine when the video starts moving through the feed, the first thing that somebody's going to see is that headline. And so you want to make sure like there's a grabber on that explains what that is. And then making sure there's a really good caption style that's actually working with the actual. Now we're talking, when I say headlines now, I'm really talking more about like the style of headlines in Instagram or like or in TikTok where like they're in boxes and things like that. And
Right.
so you want to make sure there's a good, you don't want to overdo it on the words too. I mean, treat them what they are. They're meant to be headlines. They're meant to provide some information. I wouldn't treat them as like eye candy. I would treat them as like actual information that's helping the reader stick with whatever is being kind of like talked about or shown or discussed basically in that video. But I think captions are probably one of the most important things to make sure that there's a style kind of running for that and that you're not just having the captions turned on from whoever the platform is that has those kind of running. Like you want to use like we like AI captions as a tool that does a really nice job of actually like recognizing what's being discussed in the video and pops them, very kind of like attractively as you sort of like move through the video. So those are important things. The other thing I would sort of say that's important today is that these posts now, like these video, I view video as a post, but like these posts now are actually showing up in Google search result pages. So it's really important that in these posts, like you're being as detailed as possible in the actual captions with as much information as you can. Kind of like how a lot of people have approached YouTube, where like those descriptions are really important in
Hmm.
terms of like how you lay out, the keywords and what's actually kind of occurring. Like a one sentence caption for Instagram for that purpose is to, for if one of your goals is like, I want to be seen everywhere and being seen is actually in search for my actual social media content, but it's a great way to bring like a different audience into that. I did a session. I do some of these from time to time. I did one actually on Reels a few months ago. I was mentioning this that like somebody asked me for, "Well, hey, what was the last advice you gave somebody on Reels?" And I was like, I don't know. So I typed in David Arkin in Reels, and the second thing that popped up was that Instagram video that I did like 3 months ago. Like, not like, I mean, I have a bunch of stuff on my website about reels and long form blogs, and the second thing that popped up was this. So I think it's a real thing that if you want to be seen, like making sure you're taking care of that caption with the detailed description is really important.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's really good.